Hello, replay viewer. Thank you for connecting. I am Ami, broadcasting from Far East Japan. I have Wednesday, Hump Day, here in Far East, officially into the rainy season. Reflecting the last night, full moon in June. So, hope you're having a wonderful day so far this week. And here is the Wellness Wisdom Wednesday and sharing about the idea to identify non-physical element of our everyday life as an energy, introducing cultural wisdom from where I came from, which is the island of Japan, and maybe you can find some new idea to become aware of something invisible, but it's all happening everyday living. Once we become identified, it help us to use as a tool for ideal conscious creation and bettering. I am also simultaneously broadcasting through Prism to YouTube here and Twitch, and with another device to Twitter, but somehow it had some issues and needing to reboot the system. So I came here first to connect and see how this flow. I know it will take time, but some friends connect a lot. I really want to go use that connection too. Oh, okay. So maybe I can wellness wisdom. Energy tool for self self okay. So excuse me for being quiet on Twitter, the Twitch and YouTube. Thank you for connecting. If you haven't followed me or subscribed me yet, please do so now. It's a good time. I come here mostly Monday, my Monday, if you're located in US, Canada, and then you are late Sunday night for a mind muscle building, sharing some reminder helpful to use our personal power to choose for better in learning about own way of thinking, and also healthy way of thinking, unhealthy way too, so then we can choose for which is ideal for us to adjust for better in. Network connection is pretty weak. Okay. Well, duck. Go live. Maybe. Okay, now, hello Twitter Live. Thank you for connecting. I am Ami broadcasting from Far East Japan. I have a Wednesday. Here is the Wellness Wisdom Wednesday to learn about some idea of identifying non-physical element of our everyday life as an energy. I'd like to share some wisdom from where I came from as a cultural unique way to identify that as energy. So once we become aware of that, even if it's invisible, then we can use it as a tool for choosing to better in or change the way to connect. So that's what the idea is. And I know that this quality of Twitter Live is not so ideal. The other device is now rebooting. Hi, Mel. Hope you are well. Thank you for connecting. I truly appreciate that. Can you hear me well? Because the other device has some issues, so I'm. Thank you. Happy reflecting the full moon. Hope you had a great sleep last night. I had a pretty good one. Pretty good one. So I'm now rebooting the other system for broadcasting. So using this as a temporary, and I hope I can switch it later, or maybe want to stay here. Go with the flow. So today's also as an energy wisdom for wellness. Yeah, I know the Twitch is. Thank you for checking on that. So Twitch and YouTube is much better, and still needing some new device, but to see play how it goes. And then I have a feeling that I'm gonna move to some new platform sooner or later. So this setting might be temporary. So I'm just focusing on to connect in the best I can. Use my tools here and to practice and get going and keep it going, slow it down, but to never stop, kind of. That's my highest priority. So please bear with me of technical issues. Yay, but thank you for your feedback. I truly appreciate that. So I have a new idea came to me to dig into some particular word, energy word, with the new props here. So yeah, let's do some new things under the full moon. So here is the word energy. Chi. You may be familiar with this word with Reiki. Also uses this, or Qigong. What's happening? Okay. Something. Now the Twitter is gone, all of a sudden that crashed. So, oh well. And then now this device is up, so see how that will go. Okay. So, That's interesting. I know, Mel. Sorry, I'm switching into the different system now. The program happening, and hello, Mel, on YouTube. Yay! So this must be clear, lah. So let me go set up the Twitter here to. This is really testing me for being patient and using the brain in a very challenging way. But it's good for my brain to exercise in some part that I normally don't use much. Let's see. Tweet. Now it's disallowing for the. Hold on 1 second. Okay. This. Somehow it's not working. So maybe it's Twitter is not happening. So we'll stay here on YouTube and Twitch to see. Hello from Twitch, Mel. Thank you for checking. My device is something. Sometimes your energy is so charged up and then touch electrical things and seems to be like a reactive to that. Sometimes maybe it's to do with the full moon. I don't know. Maybe hope not. Just the electric energy is like a shh. The Mercury is supposed to be back in track, but I don't know. Maybe it's like a conflicting energy. Have you ever experienced that? When you're gonna touch it and then with someone like excuse me, you go first, and then it's like you go first, and then like bumping this one over. Hey, for example, like a dancing and then a pair dance and then stepping over to someone. These energetic conflict sometimes happens frequently. Maybe that is what is happening with me and this device. It's so funny. Or maybe just lack of having RAM. That's one of the thing. Twitch is great sound and picture. Yay! Thank you, Mel. I know that Twitch is Twitter's. Yeah, it's the old device I was using for Twitter. Oh, okay, great. So I connected you on Twitch. Yay! I got to connect over Twitch with you, Mel. Not doing that yet. Okay. So hold on 1 second. Let me go. This is the final. Okay. So I would like to pick the energy word I selected. 7 word combining with this key character, the symbol representing the energy, any kind of energy, because everything is made of energy. Oh, okay. I'm still confusing a little bit of Twitch, but it's nice to be connected. At least we can connect. Oh, okay. Cool. So this, hello Twitter, now here. So Yeah, everything is made of energy. That's the perspective of this idea. And the Japanese language, the people uses Japanese language in Japan use this word, chi energy, combining with some other word to make as a meaning. So many of them talking about the universe, talking about the weather, talking about in between, talking about self. So, because everything is made of energy, and then I chose 7 words that absolutely that we as an individual can influence and change for ideal. Some of these energy words, for example, like the weather, and then it requires more of a collective energy to shoot in to shift the universal energy, right? So it's not one person is not so effective to shift the energy, but something directly related to our beingness, and then we can be the manager of this energy to manage for ideals. That's what the idea is. And then here is the 7 word that to do with the energy that we can manage by ourselves with our personal power. So let me choose 1 word for this day and to use that idea for wellness as a wisdom. So be open to that idea, and I would like you to believe in what you are believing and believe in yourself, but just be open to that perspective. So maybe you may find something new, useful for your own bettering. That's what the idea. So here is today's word. Ta. Oh, this is the first time. First time I got this. This is a good one. This character is the root. Root. Kom. Kom. It's about root. Rooting. So the energy with the root. Rooted energy. Kon chi. Kon chi. Rooted energy is patient. Patient. So means that persistence and to continuous dedication. As an seed is going to take a root, it's not going to have on a 1 second, but just a little by little by little. So that rooting energy for everyday life. So let's check what I wrote here. Konki, konki. 2, 3, 4. I'm so glad that something new popped up here for the moon cycle. This is kind of new. New. Alright. So, konki is discipline. Discipline. Rooted energy. Discipline. Doesn't that make sense? And patient. Perseverance. Continuous. Persistent. Diligence. So that's what the konki, rooting your energy. So anything that you can root your energy. So this is perfect to seed it out on the new moon. And then the full moon is about the 2 weeks and it progress. And once we give our attention and it grows, energy moves where attention is given. So when we give our attention and the energy goes through there, so every day Giving attention, intention, and then that grows. So that's what the konki is. It's not. It's a opposite to microwave popcorn mentality. Pop, whoop, done. That's a very electrical. It's a very earthy process to routine your energy to family, dedicating your creation. So with the root chakra color red, konki is a continuous basic foundation. Foundation making, building foundation. It's just 1 minute of dedication, then can we build the foundation? I don't think so. Foundation is like many moments of attention and dedication, and to create laying down the soil to make it a stable, reliable foundation. It really needing that konki. There's always a better to what we would like to get from that soil, right? So preparing the soil, the basics, foundation. The second energy center with the orange, creativity, is a continuous creation. Gee, that is also a konki. The discipline to create earthy reality. I'm like, ouch! And I put the microwave oven and ding, ready. Wouldn't it be nice if it's the case? Well, is that so? Maybe it's the journey gives us a juice, even ups and downs and bumps and emotional journey is there, but it all becomes a life story and experience. So yeah, create continuously, and women want to enjoy the process with continuous dedication to create with konki, kon, konki. The good konki is enjoyable, dedicated, no matter what. Never give up. Rooting. That's the creative konki, good konki. And the third energy center, which is the color yellow, solar plexus, sense of self, self-esteem, confidence. And by the way, confidence is sexy though. Something came popping up from someone else's post. But they're absolutely confident about anything, self-love, sense of self, to create, present. That actually very attractive, means sexy. So a married man, for example, married person is very confident about in the relationship, and then that attract more women or more men, that because so attractive and confident and secure. So that's the good konki energy. Konki. So it's the third energy center. To do with the konki is continuous life dedication. Achievement. So the self achievement, it's like giving up easily your desire or will is unhealthy though. We shall allow that will to give us a power to live life. So that's what the energy center. So, and then sometimes it's like well, that's too tired. Whatever will be fine. I just open to anything. It means like where is your sense of self? Where is your inner choice, desire, will? That's something that only you can connect to your source, and then I can also connect mine, no one else. That's what the third energy center, self-love. So continuous dedication to self-love. Perhaps sometimes needing konki. Sometimes it's easier to love someone, not myself, But that's the opposite. You're unable to love others unless you are not loving yourself enough. Because the world around us is the reflection of what we're in. So starting with self-love, peace, joy, create that world of peace, joy, happy. So that's what the Konki is dedicating, the self-love. And the fourth energy center, color green, which is the heart chakra, caring, nurturing, unconditional love, forgiving. That's the energy center to go with the Konki. Is conscious, continuous, continuous, unconditional love, and benevolence, love, sharing, giving, and also receiving. Sharing, giving, and receiving. It's like a circulating that caring energy in balance. That sometimes requires konki. Maybe you are too much giving and not receiving, and then it's like I'm over giving, and then you maybe needing the konki to receiving, or opposite perhaps. Maybe you are too much getting from something from someone or the world around, and then seeking opportunity to give back. Either way, that where you are resonating, that circulating the love energy in a balancing way is maybe needing a dedication. And unconditional love, it's sometimes interrupted by conditioned love. Hello. So forgiving also sometimes it's hard to deal with. That's one of my hardest lessons, to forgive. Well, if it's hard to forgive completely, and then what I learned is it's okay to choose to forgive, even if we are unable to completely forgive yet. But willingness is the good start to shifting the energy with konki. Maybe it needing a dedication to routine, attending to that particular ideal energy is required to completely forgiving self, forgiving particular situations or others. So that's the heart chakra, konki, with love unconditionally. Understand what you are saying? Oh, thank you, Mel. So grateful for. Okay, so then the fifth energy center, throat chakra, color blue, which is about express authentically. Communication. To go with konki, rooted energy, is a continuous expression, communication. It's konki, with good konki, expressing your idea, presenting your idea or plan or way of sharing to the world around us. That requires more than one time dedication to speak out. When I was in the business field, that because of my occupation is very early stage of information gather by in between the different countries or on behalf of translating the top business management dialogue and meetings and stuff. So it's very difficult to digest this information in ahead of time to bring it into the actual workplace, physical, like logistics, the people who are involved in the logistics. And it requires really a conky routine energy that to expressing what it is more than a year, like every year, same thing, saying the thing, and everywhere I go, I repeat as a parrot. You know? And then I learned that 7 years later, that people who are listening and complaining about what they're hearing, what I was saying, now repeat it to talking to the client. So it took me 7 years. Wow, that's absolutely a routine energy of the fifth energy center. Express, communicate, rooting with that persistent, continuous consistency, discipline to express until the world give us a new energetic mirror, which more fulfilling to the first initial intention for sharing and communicating. So that's what the fifth energy center, continuous communication, expression for what you authentically sharing to the world around you. So that's what the Konki with the fifth energy center. And then sixth energy center, the third eye, color indigo, brain, intuition, intellect, perception. To go with Konki, what would that be? Is a continuous intellectual openness. Intellectual openness. So, for example, like intuition, it's coming from the corner of your eyes, or maybe the noticing that synchronicity, bringing the information, and that's the energy center assigning the meaning. What else could this mean? The brain to information perceiving and digesting, the idea to take it into our own creation. And the openness is such an important aspect to grow. Yeah, intellectual openness, exactly. And then that is easy forget about because getting familiar, it's playing safe, repeating the same thing, it's very predictable, playing safe, and that actually is needed at some level. But when we are playing always within the predictable, and then it's the less opportunity to grow. So world is more than we know up to here now. So the universe is perhaps larger idea than we as an individual knowing about the world, right? So being open to the co-creation with the universe and that continuously open with a good konki. So no need to judge as, hey, universe is not on your side, or like who universe is within us. So take the information and then assigning some meanings. That's actually an ego and willingness and wanting something very close to our emotion is create some messy situation. But when we open to it, and then it take more aligned situation. But that's what part of human being. It's like we really want it, get it tomorrow. I mean, I wanted to have it yesterday. Like, gosh, I want to get it, but maybe it's a better not to take it, but to be open for better idea. Who knows what is good or bad? So it comes down to trusting it with the confidence, but being open when we close it, and then we minimize our opportunity to grow or leap or unexpected surprises aligned to happy. So that's what intellectual openness, konki with the third eye. Even if we make a mistake, like, gosh, I should have choose this one. I knew it. My intuition was alerting it. Damn, I made a mistake. How come I didn't follow my inner knowings? And then, but the next time, be open to that idea to follow, because failure is the idea of leveling the particular situation. So there's no failure, it's just only a learning experience. So what we can learn by being open is the important factor, I think. So the last one, the seventh energy center, crown chakra, color purple, is about consciousness, divine, higher self. Is with the konki, discipline is continuous divine union. So sometimes we feel alone. Oh, hi, Sonia. How are you? Wait, I'm so happy to connect with you, Sonia. Happy full moon. I'm good. Thank you for asking. So the divine union with the higher self or some cosmic energy, reminding that we are part of the cosmic, and to go with this konki, it's the discipline and being patient. Sometimes we feel like being so alone and so disconnected and feeling alone is okay, but feeling lonely, that's illusion actually. We never be alone. We all connected after all. So knowing that whatever you name it, it's the angel or invisible helper or spiritual guide or your ancestors or something that invisible power, but we always be protected, always be connected. So we can ask for support to the universe or the God or the angels or whatever that you call it, this energetic being available to our life in the universe. And being patient that even our ego is really wanting something in our life, but we are always co-creating. So just reminding that konki, routine energy, to open and patient, that we are co-creating, not our will and the people around an event, but more life force, something larger perspective, and we are being part of it. So we can use the sleep state or corner of our eyes, intuitive insight, or some synchronicity signs, and enjoying this possibility, and allow our eyes or allow our senses to connect and play with that when we are lost in touch with this divine self. You are divine and you are a miracle. We are a miracle and creating a miracle. And co-creator is everywhere, including the other creature on earth. So that's what that konki is it with the seventh energy center. Persistent, rooting energy, rooting to cosmic, being part of a universe. So, okay, well, thank you for joining. Would you like to pick the card for energy card to get some reminder for this reflecting full moon? What would be good to be reminded for energy management idea? There is a 7 card, so you can pick number 1 to 7 in between. Then I will show you some idea. As an energy scan. And then here's the new thing. I got some word which is very important aspect for everyday living creation. It's and I decided to pick some word and then relate it to each chakra. So I got 2 words with 7 chakra. Okay, male 7. So then I'm gonna put it in here. So to go with this key word and energy center with reminding aspect. It's getting complex. So 7 for male. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This part. This is the word part. It's the pie. Isn't that interesting? This character is 2 separated portions. The top part is it's 8. 8 is number 8 is infinite, right? Infinity. And then bottom portion is katana, is the sword, the Japanese sword. Cut the infinite portion is like a pie. The portion of it, boom, it's part of the energy. Kibun, which is the mood. So we are always being part of the universe, is the energy. And part of the energy, how is your part of your energy influenced by being part of the environment? So that's the mood, is influenced by being surrounded by particular energetic space or people. And checking this mood is one way to identifying how you're resonating or non-resonating. The kibun, it's a good mood or a negative mood, a positive mood, winning, or like going downward, So, and then what we can do is to change the space being part of, maybe the community, maybe the workplace, or maybe the place that you're going to eat and hang out. You're welcome. So that's what checking your mood and then noticing that what's around you. And these things, sometimes it's not the physical, because we are all energetically connected regardless of the time and also geographical location. The past, present, and future all happening in here. And sometimes you're just zoning out and all this information maybe aligning to the future too much. And then feeling good. Mood is excellent. And then it's pretty much good focus to more embodying that ideal mood. However, it's kind of like draining, like a feeding down, and then check in what's popping up in your head. That's also the environment. Or what voice you're hearing? Who is it? What is that? Is that coming from past? Or some particular person? Or the community? Or maybe you smell it. So noticing how you're gonna use your sensor. Maybe you are seeing, hearing, smelling. I do smell though. Intuitive smell, nose. And to bring in the mood. Good smell, good mood. Good music, good mood. And then we can choose to change that mood, kibun, being part of that energy. And here is the new idea. So I'm gonna pick that aspect. Might be helpful to do with this kibun for male. Top orange. It's the creativity, the second chakra with the balance. Balance. I think balance is very important for us, that to give and take, yin and yang, dedicate and observe. It's all about, it's a polarity, but to become useful for both, to grow, is to know the both side and raise the level. Yes, orange. And that's the balance in the creativity. It's a one-on-one relationship. And to go with this kibun, the mood, being part of this creative process, or with the partner, to co-create something. And the balance is very crucial. And to learn about this is like being influenced by partner, co-creator, and then also influence. It's like it's a see and so, and sometimes we feel like being so invaded by others' idea, and where is my essence of creative intention. Sometimes it's a process is lost in the mess. I mean, that's a process of creativity, that before it become clear and give birth to, and then there is a messy place is the on the path. So reminding the balance, see and so, and then always coming back to sense of self and checking the mood is a good reminder, might be, for you, Mel. And and then this kibun, the balance, it's always it doesn't mean that negative mood is a bad thing. Because if the negative mood, and that is alerting some value, something is needing attention. So maybe we want to strengthen the muscle, or maybe you just cut that off, let that go, and have a new, so needing attention to change for ideal. So or acknowledge to, hey, you are doing the good things, such as training the new muscle, and next day feeding the pain, which is negative sensation, uncomfortable, but it's a good pain sometimes. So just use that kibun in the way, and then that energy is become a tool for your ideal better aim. Thank you for allowing, Mel. This is a new type of combination to use the word and the energy center to get the reminder. Might be more defining when we do this every week as a Wellness Wisdom Wednesday with a little bit of Japanese cultural wisdom in it. You're welcome. Thank you, Mel, for allowing. Yeah. So that's a good, I feel lighter 気分. Lighter. And especially, it's really good. You guys are helping me because a rainy season is basically more moist and physically giving a challenge to balancing out with pressured environment physically. So even to directing the attention to feel lighter is really helping to make it as a good physical process. Okay, sure. 4. Sonia. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is the word you picked. The book. Hon. Book. This word is quite an interesting though. This without this center portion, and then this character is a tree. Tree with this little center, and then it becomes book. So there used to be the book, the paper was made of wood. So we wrote that on the wood and slicing as in a paper before paper came. So and then binding all this wood and then becoming the book. So that's what this symbol character is. And to go with the energy, book of energy. Book of energy is Hong Ki, is the serious dedication, committing energy to your whatever that you are dedicated, commitment. So let me go pick that essence with the word and energy center. Here we go. Okay. So this the yellow, the solar plexus, third energy center, sense of self, will, decision, be responsible, confidence, self-esteem, ego. With the flexible, I think the flexibility is a power. It's a resilient. It's just like a bamboo, if it's hard and then it's easily get broken. But flexible and then even bending, it's it's flexible. It's a power, not broken, but more to resilient. So it's like a bamboo-ish flexibility to the sense of self. So determine something, to decide to create, to go for it, commit it with the flexibility. That's what I'm saying. Honki, the serious commitment with the power of flexibility. That would be a good reminder for this full moon to pay attention to. So what you can do to practice flexibility, when I was back in 20 or 30, I was more like take it or leave it. It's like a bend and broken. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't move. And then realize that my body itself is very stiff, very stiff. So then stretching out the body and then gaining the flexibility on body actually help to be flexible. It's just like Sounds like a joke, but indeed, we are all connected. So I'm not sure how your body is flexible, but if you like to invite in more flexibility and then practice to stretch in your body, and that also reminding you to be flexible, mind also openness, and then to invite in other idea, needing the confident comfort to trust in self and own idea. If it's not secure enough and then unable to have others idea in because feeling being invaded, so love yourself first and own the own thing, and then being invited, then to be flexible. So that's a combination, I think, with the third energy center, with the healthy ego, self-esteem, confident, and sexy and flexible. Flexible. When you commit to go for some new goals or the new stage. Uh, oh, you're not flexible? Okay, so the body, yeah, if it's inflexible, it's easily get broken. So the heart also, it's a flexible heart. It's not the weak, it's a resilience. And then I think it's a matureness. So allow our awareness to become mature means that this is mine and this is something else. And then it's okay if it's not combining. I choose based on what I love, or something, seek for some other better way to bring all the levels up. So that's the new way to practice the flexibility with the seriousness. It's a kind of like paradoxical, because committing really into it is the full of laser like focus with the flexibility. That's the magical part of capability of managing energy, laser like focus, and dedicate with flexibility, because we like to have both, have a cake and then eat it at the same time. So look at that tall building in the city, urban cities, like let's say New York, London, Tokyo. The location of Tokyo has experienced so many earthquakes, so many earthquakes. So there's a strict law of constructions and architect to be flexible. So the taller building, when you on top of the building, and then earthquake comes, then the building is go like bambooish. They actually got the technology from the nature and bamboo, but it's like a ride of a theme park. So that's the way to survive and sustain and strong to being flexible. Even they build with the iron. Yeah, it's a good to be reminded. That's the idea. That is also possible. That is also possible. So if something that it's challenges you the way that you've been doing, and then being open to the hey, maybe just experiment that idea, and then see how it goes. Just no need to believe in it, and then try it out, and then see how it goes. Just in case it will help to improve, enhance a little new view. Yeah. So that's bamboo-ish flexibility. And then I think it's so true that we can learn from all the universal energy. It's very scary. It's very scary. And then if it's not moving, give us a secure feeding, right? Earthquake. But it's collapse, crashes easily. So, so as we are all being part of nature, so as a dedication, there's the only way. And then if it's not happening, and then we are like a end of life, that feeling though. It's like a damn, it just crushed, broken pieces. But maybe there's another way to be flexible. And even with the relationship also, is this the only way to be, right? That's impossible. But it just we want to have the secure feeling based on what we already know, sureness, certainty. But to be strong enough, being open, and then to be uh come on, anything can be happening, and then I'm okay that to sustain with here now with a sense of knowingness that I'm here, and then flexible with own clear ideal self, what we would like to experience, which is love, joy, success, fulfilling. That's what we need. A connection. That's what we need through our life. And let's practice that flexibility. Maybe come back to this intellectual openness. Intellectual openness. Indeed, that's a good reminder for this today. That yeah, I mean, love, we feel good to be predictable, familiar with, but we need to grow as being part of the nature, universe, earth. So how are we gonna choose the change? Even if you're not choosing, we are changing all the time. And then we got to grow or die on earth reality. So we have an intellectual ability as a human being. We can use it. We can choose to use it. Of course, there is a choice not to use it, though. So and then that flexibility is being open, but sometimes it's very scary, the intellectual openness. It's that if you meet someone that trust me what I'm saying, believe me, this is the way. Is that so? I better put the question mark on that. That's what that person's perceptions, and based on their experience, and perhaps it's not similar or matching to yours, and then you got to have your own belief and trust in your knowings. You know what I'm saying? It's so like if you bump into someone that oh, you got to believe this, or unless otherwise take it or leave it, and then bad thing is gonna happen. I met so many people saying that to me. It's like converting some person into their way of resonance. Yeah, that is scary when you bump in and then run. They might be a scammer, or a con artist is the same thing, or some sort of like unwilling to be part of group. Scary. So that openness with the filter, though, so the own trust and the self-centered is very important, very important. So knowing, connecting, and then basic human needs is the same, and respect own belief and own needs first, and then be open. So when we feel weak, uh, we all go up and down, like lost a job, or loved ones, or broke up with an important meaningful relationship, for example, and then was like so down and doubt about what came to our experience, right, in order to get grow, by the way. But that moment, very weak on the third energy center. And then these corner artists identifying the weakness and that person's energy and come and then, hey, And then so when we are in right after this challenging situation, it's easy get conned. I was like when I was filed divorced, and so many con artists. I was in the worry and unable to trust my sense. It's very fragile stage. And I got so many con artists in many different areas, as the work and as an psychic scam and a healing energy healer, you name it. But that's because I was in that stage in my life to rebuilding the self trust and sense of self after filing divorce and so forth. And then just the idea that we all go there, but as an what came to me on my path, and then what I pulled in, magnetized, was these people. Now I can see that. And then so when we are weak and then we want to believe in that, first we got to believe in self though. So got to find a safe space to trustworthy friends or anyone who can trust, not to you know overly forcing their idea, but listen to your needs first. So finding a community that you can trust, or ask someone you can trust to suggest some community that to safely rebuilding the self if you are in the stage of that. So intellectual openness is the important, but the self trust is the foundation though. Unless otherwise, maybe it could become a dangerous. Knowing that it's like when you go under the sun, getting the suntan, enjoying it, careless, and then sunburn. Perhaps at the end of the day, that's a careless miss. You can enjoy the nice suntan or sunburned. That could happen for the open intellectual openness too. Yeah. Yes. Well, very nice to talking with you guys. Thank you for connecting. Wellness Wisdom Wednesday, reflecting the full moon energy. So, as to closing here, reminding that today's energy reminder idea was kon ki, kon ki, rooted energy, rooted energy. Konki, it's the patient and discipline to dedicate your chosen bedtime. You're welcome. And as long as we are on the earth reality, there's no microwave popcorn mentality. Boom, it's ready. But that's a gift that we dedicate. So that gives us an opportunity to review and adjust if we are not so much liking, or maybe that is giving something different from what we thought it would be. And if it's negative, and there's an opportunity for us to adjust. So that's the gift, and to create, never giving up, but just a routine creating foundation for our goals. Well, thank you so much. And I would like to connect our energy by synchronizing our breath before closing to intaking all this full moon energy, emotions, fullness, and new awareness, ideas popping up. And thank you for co-creating. Without your dedication, I was unable to share and reminding also myself the importance of the resilience also and the openness and mood that we are being influenced by the world around, regardless of time and geographical distance. So let us take a long, deep breath together, counting three from nose, and then exhaling to connecting this newness and reminder that is taking a shift a little bit, or perhaps it becomes a new inspiration for the next time. Have an opportunity to choose. So let us take a long, deep breath, counting three now. 1, 2, 3. And then exhaling with the word out, and to connect as one energy that we co-create, reminding ourselves that we are all connected under one sky. So let us take a long deep breath now. Thank you for joining and connecting. You have a wonderful day and rest of the week and evening. I see you when I see you. Thank you for leaving the heart, sum up, subscribe, Twitch, Twitter, not the Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube, I truly appreciate that. Bye. Thank you, Sonia. You too.